Hi everyone, I'm Rick Graham, creator of Revelations, and today we're going to be announcing a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not exactly sure how long this video is going to be as when I start to record this, so stick with it. There's a lot of really exciting stuff that's on the way that I'm super excited for. So the first thing that we want to discuss is that the update for the rules, version 1.3, is going to be coming out in October. We've got a number of different rules that we're already beta testing, including missiles getting an update, which is going to change the way that missiles, how effective that they are, and is going to really improve them, I feel. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're introducing a brand new token that's going to be called AIM. For those who backed our Kickstarter campaign, you already have the AIM token in your assortment of stuff. All of those who bought prior, we're going to also, going forward, all the starter kits will include the AIM token, but you'll be able to purchase the AIM token itself from our website when the time is right. Okay. Besides that, we're going to be announcing a whole bunch more of Across the Verse installments, which are a fantastic way to get into the lore of an individual planet in the Revelations verse. So we've already got ones for like Bronze, Sanctuary. We're going to be working on Desmond, which is another Republic planet. At least one more Union. We're going to go back to Orca to work on them. I got a couple of different ideas, and I don't want to jump too far ahead because we need to get some new artwork design for them. So that's going to be really cool. Look forward to those starting, I believe, in September through December. We're going to do 5 or 6 new releases for that. So that's going to be really cool. The next is there's going to be new stats coming out for the Core Republic to have the Enforcer CQC. That's a war mech that is designed as a support role, but it's more of a heavy support role. So like, for the example, the Sentry and those variants of the Sentry are fantastic at support, but it's not really the mech you really want in the front because it's kind of weaker. The Enforcer, on the other hand, is support, but it's more on the front of your assaults. So it's a totally different type of mech, and it also has a loadout. The primary loadout of the Enforcer is kind of the Republic's answer to the Ares for the Union. So instead of having a big railgun, it has a Phase 3 focus beam, which in the lore is a devastating weapon, and we'll be releasing that very soon as far as the stats on revelationswar.com, and that'll be a really cool thing to have available for everyone. In addition to the Enforcer being released, Mercenaries are going to get a huge update. A whole bunch of units from Orca that they haven't had yet, access to new variants from the Republic and the Union, along with additional heroes. So Mercenaries are going to get a big bump. Orca, specifically with Ethrol, is going to get a new model coming out very soon called the Arrow. It's a hover tank that is a brawler. It's a pretty nasty vehicle. It looks amazing. The modeler who worked on this did an outstanding job, so we're really excited to be releasing that in the next coming months. We don't have an exact date yet, only for how we're rolling out everything else. We've got so many new things that are being developed and rolling out all at the same kind of time between the next 6 months that some of the dates will be defined specifically and be able to be updated on social media as we're moving forward. One thing that's really important to me as a business owner, creator, and fellow gamer is I don't like dates being moved around a whole lot. I know that companies can release information, and that's kind of their screenshot that they have at the moment, but it gets a little frustrating when the dates have to keep kind of getting moved. So when I announce something, I want to be pretty confident that it can be fulfilled, actually very confident it can be fulfilled, and then that way you guys can count on that coming quickly rather than, it's, next week and then it ends up being 3 months or something exaggerated like that. So lots of new stats coming out. The Union is going to get some new heroes along with the Republic. Some of those are going to be coming from our Kickstarter backers who purchased to be able to have a playable character in the game. Some of those are going to be some new ones that I'm looking forward to releasing. And that way we're going to really expand how the heroes are going to kind of interact with the game. So more that are going to help buff allies around them, some that are going to just be monsters on their own right, and they're just going to be really strong on their own. And, kind of just flesh out so we have different heroes for the variety of different mech forces that we have. And maybe there might end up being a vehicle leader or two down the road as well. So that'll be cool. In addition to all of this, the biggest thing that we're announcing for Revelation Skirmish is that we are going to be introducing in October, along with the rules update, drones. So up until now, drones have existed in Revelations in different capacities. As far as the lore goes, most of the nations have signed the Magnus Accord, which was signed a long time ago, like 400 cycles ago. And what that has to do with is that no nation will allow artificial intelligence or unmanned equipment, such as mechs or vehicles or drones, aircraft, to be allowed to have any sort of weapon system on board that could kill a human. So when in the lore, the humans long ago, 400 cycles ago, fought against the Collector. It was a very powerful AI that was built to help humans, especially the Republic. And it kind of deemed, well, the best way to help you guys is to make you become synthetics and join us. And that's the only way that we're going to be able to kind of have peace and harmony, and everyone's going to kind of work together because they have to. So the humans obviously resisted, came really close to being wiped out totally, but managed to win. So now everyone still kind of has this apprehension to artificial intelligence. Some of the nations have less apprehension, like the Lotus Imperium. Others have a very strong anti-artificial intelligence, like the Vortorian Federation. They don't want nothing to do with it. They're staying away from it as much as possible. Now, there are still artificial intelligence used in terms of space travel. The war mechs come installed with an artificial intelligence that helps to kind of manage some of the more secondary systems and other things. There's nothing allowed, no button or trigger is pulled without a human doing it. So that way there's always a person in control. So they don't have armed drones, for example, gun drones, missile drones, laser drones, anything like that, because a human obviously is not on board the drone pushing the button or pulling the trigger. Yes, they could do it remotely, but if you can do it remotely, then it can be hacked. So that way, there's a lot more electronic warfare going on in Revelations than what has really been kind of properly described, at least in the game, because it's difficult to show all the different counter electronic activity going on. And that's why the game was designed where they had to have direct laser link communications to one another. So while we can't see that in the game itself as the players in our world, in the lore, that's what's going on. That's how they're communicating to one another, because they're both scrambling each other's radios. They're scrambling any other sort of form of communications. They're trying to interfere also with direct laser links, but they're still kind of able to overcome that. So as new technology gets rolled out, another nation figures out, okay, this is how we counter or interrupt or interfere with it. So there's a lot going on that we just don't see, and as far as making the game more simplistic and just moves forward. The drones, though, are going to change this game in a really cool way. We'll get more into describing all the stats and everything as we go forward, but what's really interesting about the drones is that basically I wanted to introduce the drones in a way that didn't slow down Revelation Skirmish. I wanted the game to still flow at the same sort of speed it already does. So the way that the drones are going to work is, at the moment, and this may change as we're finishing up our beta testing leading up to October, the drones, you can only have 2 per pike. A pike is basically a squad of 4. So if you're playing the standard game of Revelation Skirmish, that means you can take up to 12 units, which is up to 3 pikes or 3 squads. So you can take 2 drones per pike. So as far as what it means in standard is you can have up to 6 drones in your force. The drones will not be that expensive in points because they'll have no weapons. All of them will do either some sort of passive ability, such as scrambling or jamming other drones or other electronics from the opposing force, or they'll give out additional target locks. There'll be a shield drone. There'll be a drone that can repair friendly forces, another one that will help restock ammunition. So, for example, missiles or other like smoke that maybe you have used up, but you're like, man, I really wish that this mech had another 2 shots of the missiles. Well, now you'll be able to do that, and these drones will be able to resupply you while you're in the game. As far as how they will function, we are going to be designing the drones, or the way that they work in the game is that we're adding a new phase kind of in between the order phase where you choose your order card and then also the activation phase. So at the beginning of the activation phase, all the drones for your side, depending on who has initiative, the player who has initiative will resolve all of their drones all at the same time. They'll just activate them one by one, finish them up. Then it's the opposing player's side. They finish all their drones, and then you move back to the regular activation of 1 unit per side, activating and resolving. All of your forces will be able to target and destroy the drones. There's nothing there that prevents them from being destroyed, per se. And we're trying really hard so that each drone will feel appropriate, where none of them will feel overpowered, but they all feel important, depending on what type of strategy that you're going for. So the drones won't be mandatory. If someone doesn't want to take them, or if you and your buddy decide, look, we don't want to play with drones in this game, that's fine. There won't be anything that's being forced upon you. It's more of an added element that, in my opinion, really makes the game feel like advanced warfare, where it really changes and improves the way that Revelation Skirmish functions, because those drones can do so many different jobs, because each drone basically fills one role. So whether that's like an anti-missile turret that you really wish, for the Republic, that's a big deal. For Orca, having extra anti-missile is a big deal because they don't really have access to too much of that right now, as opposed to the Union, who have a lot more access to that with like Orions and other things, the Ares. So maybe they don't really feel that drone's very helpful, but a shield drone or an additional target lock from a drone or the network drone is going to be absolutely crazy. And it's already, I don't want to give away too much. In case you have to change a couple of elements of things. But right now, our decision is that in October, we are going to release at least 2 of the drones, meaning the Republic and the Union will get drones. For Orca, we'll figure out the best way to move forward. We're trying to see if we can get them designed in time to be released, but if not, they'll be like in November, Orca will get their own drones. Orca is a little bit more of a creative situation because the Outer Rim Colonial Alliance is comprised of multiple sub-nations who all have their own distinct visual differerences, so I don't really want to design 10 or 11 drones for all these sub-nations. I kind of want to do like, this is Orca's design, because we want all the drones to kind of feel like they fit with their nation. So Orca will be a little bit more of a creative quandary that we're trying to overcome, but the Core Republic and the Union of Stars will both get theirs. Right now we're planning on between 10 and 11 different variants that will be available. So, and those will also roll out with being STLs, which leads into the other conversation and announcement, is that Revelation Skirmish, going forward, we are going to be releasing the STLs when new models are released. We want to embrace 3D printing in a different way as a company, and that can kind of be its own separate video, but for now, just know we are going to be supporting personal use STLs, and we're going to be selling those very soon. We're going to be releasing a whole bunch in our catalog in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be spending time really making sure those all get uploaded and that those are ready and available for everyone, and not just the Kickstarter backers that we had. So all in all, Revelation Skirmish in October and through the rest of this year is going to be getting tremendously big updates in different areas that is going to change the way that people can experience and play the game. As far as designing new models, we have a mech being designed right now for Ethereal, for Orca. And then we are waiting to move forward once the drones kind of get out of the way, that we can start moving forward with some other things that we want to start working on. So we're still producing variants, and there's a lot of new stuff coming for stats that allow us to use the same models in different ways, but we're trying to continue to expand and build the base of our community, and then focus on a lot more of new miniature development, because it's very easy for a company to just be like, okay, we just need more and more new toys. But at the end of the day, you need more and more players playing. So we want to focus more on lore, on STLs being available, because that allows a whole new category of players to get into the game. and updating the rules. There will be no major changes to the rules, so don't be thinking, okay, version 1.3 is going to be some huge fundamental change. We've made other improvements before. That's how we got to version 1.2 where we are right now. The rules will still continue to be available for free when they're updated, and yeah, so it's a really cool time to be a Revelations fan, and we're really excited for all this new stuff that's coming out. I'm interested to know if you could comment below which one of these announcements you're most excited for. And yeah, we'll need your help to continue to grow the community, but we're going to continue to pump out new things and new ideas. So I'm excited. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.